Hi friends, welcome back. So, if you've been making loads of money off of AI this year, it turns out you are not alone. Headline: nearly all wealth gained by world's rich this year comes from, you guessed it, AI. It says here too, Rally accounts for 96% of gain on Bloomberg Billionaires Index. So we're kind of all waiting to see if this crazy AI rally is going to keep going. NVIDIA earnings day is coming up on February 21st, 2024. So mark your calendar. That'll be a fun one. So the markets are a bit on pause today. You can see we had a pullback in tech. Moreover, I think we have a holiday on Monday. I was looking at the treasury yields here. You guys can see this. The 2-year is at 4.64 and the 10-year is at 4.28. So we do remain inverted. And I mentioned this in a prior video, but I want to mention it again because you may have missed it. Japan is actually in a technical recession. That was just yesterday announced, and so is the UK. So we're going to see what's going on in the USA. That's sort of why we track everything together, and I always appreciate you coming back. And I'm always curious what rich people are doing. So we've mentioned this a couple times before, but I guess three times is a charm. Bezos is selling yet more Amazon stock. He's doing this in 2 billion chunks. This is the third chunk of $2 billion he sold. So total now he's sold $6 billion of Amazon stock. I think he might be halfway there. I was looking at the numbers. Maybe he'll end up selling 12 billion total. Now he filed a couple weeks ago saying, hey, I'm going to sell a whole bunch of shares and I have like till the end of the year to do it kind of thing. But then you just start selling right away. I guess when the going is good and the stock is up, that's the time to be selling. But he's not selling everything, right? He's just selling some. That's just like how much stock that he has. He has really quite a lot. Other sort of, I won't call billionaire. We'll just say rich people. Other rich peoples are not faring so well. Yes, I did see the headline. Trump got fined in New York, so it's $355 million. I guess he can't do business in New York. I think it's for like 3 years. And this is in the fraud case. Basically, what he was doing is he was pumping up the values of his real estate to get loans. He can't apply for loans, and then the judge used the phrase that they were bordering on pathological. So you can be the judge of that. This is probably what's going to happen with this stuff is Trump will go on the campaign trail and start asking for donations. So if you want to help with his legal fees and fines, you are free to do so. This is your choice. For me, I prefer not paying someone else's fraud case fines, but that's just me. I know I make joke, but some people really don't mind, donating to that. So, you do you. This is other stuff going on in the market here. So the PPPI up? So that's the producer price index. Basically, your wholesale prices were up a bit, and it was higher than projected. So it was similar to the CPI, to where it came in higher than projected, and essentially inflation is a little bit sticky, as we're seeing. Moreover, we're seeing here also, let's see, what are the numbers here? It rose 0.3%. People were looking for 0.1, so it's higher than we had thought. And I'm not like shocked or anything like that. Just for people who are saying, hey, the market is waiting for those rate cuts, I wouldn't expect them this year. That's just my opinion. I think they should hold the rest of the year. If they do cut, maybe it's going to be towards the end, maybe like in November, something like that. Moreover, even if they cut, it may not necessarily be a good cut, right? If the economy is going so slow and everyone's struggling all of a sudden, there's a good cut and a bad cut. Good cut meaning, hey, everything's going great. Okay, we can adjust things. Or bad cut meaning like, man, things are going terrible. We got to figure out a way to stimulate the economy. So this is sort of why they always talk about that soft landing, trying to get it just right. In terms of soft landings, I do mention this quite frequently on the channel about layoffs. I lived through, if you guys don't know, I lived through the .com bubble. I'm pushing 50 for those of you who don't know. And someone's always surprised in the comments when I say that. But yes, I am quite old compared to what you probably imagine I am. And I've seen this game before. So I remember coming out of college during the great financial crisis. It was tough. There weren't jobs. People weren't hiring. And here, the reason I'm showing you this is that Nike's laying off 2% of their employees. So that amounts to about 1,500 jobs. And I actually grew up in Oregon. Nike's based out of Beaverton. So if you're in Oregon, you can give a shout out. But you guys know this, that that's a major employer there. And this is the quote coming in from the CEO, John Donahoe. Says here, this is how we will reignite growth. So again, they're firing 2% of the people, or laying off is a better way to say it. But Maury says here, this is a painful reality and not one that I take lightly. We are not currently performing at our best, and I ultimately hold myself and my leadership team accountable. We also have more layoffs too. Instacart is laying off, so that's 7% of their workforce, 250 employees. If you guys know how this works, like they have a whole bunch of essentially freelance part-time. I'm not sure how you are, gig worker. I think that's the right phrase. And this was the type of business that was really prominent during the pandemic, right? But there's certainly a pullback now, so they got to be letting people go. It says here, today we made the tough decision to part with approximately 250 of our talented team members. This will allow us to reshape the company and flatten the organization so we can focus on our most promising initiatives that we believe will transform our company and industry over the long term. I'm confident this will enable us to execute with even more focus and efficiency moving forward. We heard the word flattening before. That was from Zuckerberg and over at Meta/Facebook. The basic idea is that you eliminate jobs and make the people who remain do more work. So that's probably what's going to happen there. Now, what's interesting is that you have these, companies, what was I just mentioned, Nike and Instacart firing, and then you have the UAW, so that's the United Auto Workers. They're threatening to go on strike again. I thought this was strange because I thought they resolved everything, but evidently not. So this is in Kentucky, and when the workers do this, they're saying, "Hey, pay me more, give me more benefits," these kind of things, and it kind of pushes companies to think, "Hey, that AI isn't looking so bad," and they start reading these headlines up here. Well, wealth is created by AI, and I mean, you guys do the math. If you can find robots or other ways to replace people that don't complain, work 24 hours, right? These kind of things, you're going to do that. So this is the danger that we're going to be running into is where's the balance going to be to where hiring people, keeping people on staff is worth it, right? If people cost too much, right, it pushes it more into AI. And so the problem is that if you drive labor prices too low, you guys get this is essentially you just have this great divide. But that's something that's been happening for a while. And I mean by divide is you have people who are fortunate to know how to use AI, program AI, whatever, be part of the management structure, and then you have people who are the lower workers, etc. So I think the middle workers are the ones that are probably going to get squeezed out. That's just my opinion on that. Moreover, with the inflation sticking around, mortgage rates are up a bit. You guys can see this here. So it's a 2-month high. 30-year fixed right now is about 7.14%. And I'd be curious, for you guys that are out in the market here, have you seen prices come down in your market, right? So I do see national numbers all the time, but and I see various housing markets, but I was just curious for anyone's in the market right now. My understanding of the situation is inventory is still low, and it's really difficult to find something that what we would deem to be a reasonable price. So plus mortgage rates are high, so it's tough out there right now. And I want to give some more details about this whole AI wealth thing. I actually didn't know this. Jensen Huang's got quite a bit of money over there. I just didn't know that. So, I know we see over at NVIDIA, but I didn't know it was like $64 billion net worth. So a lot of that money might be in stock, right? So a lot of times, yes, it's worth on paper, but not necessarily cash. This is the other one I didn't know, and I'd be curious if you guys knew this. The Carp guy, so there's another person who's benefiting from the AI rally. I guess he's worth 2.5 billion. This is the Palantir dude, and essentially, they're swimming in cash with AI. And then this was a list that they were saying all the people that were benefiting off the AI rally. So it's people over at Meta, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle, Dell, Broadcom. So I didn't know Michael Dell is connected to Broadcom. I just didn't know that. And also to the Alphabet/Google guys, right? The other thing too I thought was kind of interesting is Coinbase was going up like crazy. They said, "Hey everyone, we're still making money. People are still interested in crypto." And if you guys have been watching this past year, Bitcoin's been having quite a good rally. I think it's at 51 last time I checked. However, keep in mind, it was kind of interesting. Kathy Wood has been selling some of her Bitcoin stock, but over there in ARK, they're always buying and selling stuff. And always take what she says with a grain of salt. Look at what she does, and she's selling some Coinbase. So anyway, that's the news in the markets today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this thing, and you can chime in. What do you think is going to happen with NVIDIA earnings? It's coming up, and you can share. Have you been getting rich off this AI rally, and do you expect it to continue? So do appreciate your time, everyone, and I'll catch you next video.